I would imagine one of the challenges you have is to finding a franchise owner that understands that they are not the person doing the work. Yes, you are attracting contractors, which is fine. But ultimately, you're looking for somebody like myself that's not handy, that can really see the value for the business, which I can see that. In fact, I would have been somebody to be intimidated. I would be intimidated by a business like this initially, because I would think, oh my gosh, I'm going to be doing the work. But my job, I assume, as the franchisee is I'm orchestrating the contractors, right?
Yeah, it's our indicators for success are things like um, being able to form relationships, because we're the product is about houses, but almost every business is really about relationships. And in this business, it happens to be relationships with contractors and real estate agents and various different people, but it's really based on relationships, and people that are good at that have an advantage. It's also, I think, project management skills and the ability to keep more than one ball up at a time. But I think that's true for any business, because you just have to do that. Like, I think find people that get focused on one area and then neglect another one, and it's like whack-a-mole. And that project management skills, being able to keep more than one ball up at a time, is really valuable.
What's been your biggest surprise since franchising?
Oh man, I think it's how difficult it is to do it well. I said earlier, it's really about teaching, and everyone learns differently. Every franchise owner brings I think we have 46 right now. It's 46 different human beings from 46 different careers, and they've been successful in 46 different things. The strengths and weaknesses come together. And so our job is to empower them through coaching and support. And that is it's a really hard job. Like it never ends. So we're always trying to figure out how to teach and coach better, because while since we don't cater to necessarily contractors, I mean, flipping a house there's a lot of technical skills there, and so we have to be able to teach people to execute that don't have those skills.
Sure. And what about the very beginning? Analyzing properties. So you've got this proprietary system, right? This master suite technology.
Yep.
Tell me what that does.
Yeah, it's a really important part of what we do, and this is software that we've been developing from the very beginning. So when I first started flipping houses, I'm just very systems and process driven, and so anything I do, I build systems and processes around it. And so we did that for our local organization and our local operation, and we were flipping, we were flipping 30 some houses a year here locally, and these are big flips. And so we built these systems around that and started building software around that, and it got so sophisticated that that's really what encouraged us to build the franchise system, because we'd almost overbuilt for our local operation. And so we think of it as the brain. And if you are teaching a system, it needs to be in a central place. Like, it needs to have a central operating system. Otherwise, everything gets siloed, and you can't. It makes it difficult to teach. And so the software helps with lead generation. It does the analysis. It manages the construction. It manages the business. It also acts as an underwriting platform for our capital providers, because a big part of what we've done is provide access to the capital to scale this business. And so our capital providers trust our analysis software so that it serves as an underwriting platform as well.
Wow. I think there are so many folks out there that they as an audience of folks that are looking to buy a franchise, you get sucked into maybe, a sexy brand or a concept, and you don't know enough about it, but you like the idea of it. This is more than just that. And I hope the audience is really hearing you loud and clear, because I keep hearing systems and processes, because ultimately I want to invest in a franchise where I know that founder has taken the technology, taken the importance of training, taken the importance of systems and processes to make a business, not just to, slap lipstick on a pig and say, hey, this is a great business. This is real estate. And, we fight through all these economic cycles, and that's not what this is at all. You have really systematized every part of this business.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to kind of shortcut when you build a franchise. And I think the most common way is to be really good at marketing and branding, and neglect the hard stuff, which is the the software and the processes and the coaching. And I joke sometimes it's a lot easier to do it'd be a lot easier just to do the branding and marketing and not have to worry about that.
Of course. But that's the beauty of what you've done. And the other thing is that, Matt, the coaching part of the business. I don't know about you. I'd love to hear about New Again Houses. For my business, most of my franchisees were first-time business owners. And I didn't know that when I started out. I did not expect that. I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not just training them, not teaching them how to run like a sports league. I was teaching them how to run the business of running a sports league. And in your case, what would you say the percentage of first-time business owners?
Yeah, my wife and I actually bought a big sports facility a few years ago, and so we've had to learn the things that your franchise. So sometime I'd love to pick your brain on how you coached through that. But yeah, when you asked what was most surprising, and I said teaching, that's part of it, is what we had to teach. And so I think we as franchisors, like every franchisor is probably a raging entrepreneur that has business experience. And I think we often project that onto everyone else. And it's surprising, you can't do that, because most people don't have that business experience. And so things that I never thought we would have to coach, we are coaching. And so it's really, you think of, when I first started, I thought, all right, we're trying to provide structure to flipping a house. So guardrails and processes, and just making it structured so it can be replicated over and over again. But what we found is that we had to do the same for building a business. And so we had to provide structure for building a business. So that's like an accounting system, a chart of accounts, but then also like how many hours a week and when in your week do you need to allocate to accounting so it doesn't get left out? Like how much to marketing? And so it keeps coming back to like building structures for people. And so, yeah, the business part is a lot of that.
How big is your corporate team?
We have 12. And so 2 of those are dedicated business coaches. And so they have, they meet individually with every franchise owner at least twice a month. And it's just about the business side and helping them grow the business beyond themselves. And then we have construction coaches who are there to support the technical part of every project, and kind of review before anyone acquires a property. Our construction coaches look at it. We have a lot of eyes on that deal.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fumey, or Emerging Franchise Group LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.